Now, I'm going to close here in just a second. But before I do, I want to tell you the story of two ladies. One of these ladies was named Darlene, and the other was named Sherry. I met Sherry as a result of a radio show that I did in Dallas, Texas years ago. And I met Darlene when I was a guest on the Maury Povich show in 1996 or 7 in there somewhere. The stories of Darlene and Sherry are exactly the same in every particular with one exception. The end. Both of their husbands had their small businesses. Both of them got behind on their taxes. Both of them stopped filing tax returns for a period of years because of the frustration and desperation of dealing with penalties and interest. Both of them endured what seemed like endless wage and bank levies. Both of them faced tax liens that were filed against their property that destroyed their credit and made it impossible for them to borrow any money whatsoever. In both cases, the IRS threatened to seize their homes and sell those homes for the back tax liability. Most importantly, both families were absolutely honest. These people were not tax cheaters. They were the victims of circumstances. They were victims of economic consequences beyond their control, like so many people are. Sherry told me that she got to the point where she was so desperate and so hopeless that she was ready to blow herself up inside of her house to keep the IRS from seizing it. That's how bad it got for her. But Sherry's story has a happy ending. As I said, she heard me on the radio. She was able to get the materials that we offer and use the services that I'm talking about here. And she was able to settle her case once and for all. We settled a $130,000 tax debt for $30,000 through the offer and compromise, or I'm sorry, for $15,000. $130,000 debt settled for $15,000 through the offer and compromise process. But Darlene never heard me on the radio. She didn't know that this hope was available to solve this problem. And on the morning that she and her husband were going to go back into a Pittsburgh bankruptcy court for the second time, because the hotshot know-it-all lawyer screwed up the first bankruptcy, on that morning that they were going to go back into that bankruptcy court to stop the IRS from seizing the house, Darlene's husband committed suicide. He asphyxiated himself in his truck because he just couldn't take the pressure anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. As the prophet Isaiah said, those who go down to the pit can't hope. Death can't hope, ladies and gentlemen. What happened to Darlene never has to happen to another American as long as you have these tools available to you, and as long as you're willing to use these tools, you can always have the hope that you're never going to be run over by a tax debt. You can always have the hope that you're going to be in a position where you can resolve your tax problem without resorting to such drastic and hopeless means. I have said 1,000 times on radio and TV across this country, I've said it for 20 plus years, there is no such thing as a hopeless tax case. I don't care what kind of problem you have with the IRS. I don't care how long you've had the problem. I don't care who's told you you can't fix the problem. I don't care how many times you've tried to fix the problem and you haven't succeeded. None of that matters to me. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. When you understand the options and you're willing to use those options, you never have to be in a position where you have to make a choice between paying your taxes and feeding your families.